So my name is Sarah Chapman and I'm the site coordinator for the GO Project. This is my 4th summer working for the GO Project. The GO Project is made up of 2 key things. One is discernment and the other one is mission. So youth come from all over the country and spend 11 days working in a host city while discerning the needs of their own home communities. The GO Project really believes that if youth are spending time in one city and participating within that city and longing to be a positive presence there, they're able to gain perspective on the needs of their own home communities.
I think the GO Project is really all about getting youth to experience mission and volunteer opportunities in cities other than their own hometown, so that they can bring what they've learned back to where they live and maybe expand upon it there, so they can continue to volunteer and help out outside of the 11 days.
Teaching. It's about teaching people what it's like to go out into your community and to interact with either people who don't have it as well off as you or people who are trying to make a difference.
I think GO Project is about building a community and helping out around the community, and also showing the youth, like me, how to continue it when I'm back home.
Quite often we see ourselves raising money, raising different kinds of support, educating from the pulpit, teaching in Sunday school about different kinds of services that the church is called to be about. But GO gives young people particularly an opportunity to be involved firsthand.
Really what it's about is what we take back and what we learn from the experience, and it's about changing yourself and learning some new stuff that you can take back to the community.
So over the course of the 11 days, we often see real transformations within the GO Project, where people come in with certain perspectives and often leave with quite different ones. Some of the transformations on the GO Project are quite small, and that it's about mending a relationship when they return home, or just seeing an area of their country or city differently. But some of the transformations are really big. Some of the youth dream really big in their action plans and go home and create new programs or new projects, or just live out a new way of being.
I think it's made me a much better person because I've learned that people are amazing. Everyone is unique and everyone has their own stories that make them who they are, and every single one of them is just important as the other. And I find that I think I've become a lot more kind towards everyone than, like, I was very judgmental at the beginning of this, and I think I've changed a lot.
The GO Project gave me the courage, I suppose, to go out and start something that I thought could make a difference. It just made me feel more for everyone around me.
Back in Toronto, when I'm walking down the streets and I see somebody asking for money, I usually just walk by and not look at them because I kind of feel guilty. But after this trip and talking to them at mission trips, I was walking in Halifax. I've started to, even if I'm not going to give anybody change, I just kind of give them a smile and say have a good day. So I've changed just in my way of dealing with that.
I've seen young people from the first event that we participated in a couple of years ago. I've seen those young people ask really good questions where they may not have noticed to ask the question before or felt confident in challenging a situation before. They ask questions. They ask questions about their congregation. At school, they ask questions about what they could be doing to have more of an impact in the school or in the community.
So on the Go Project, youth debrief their days, and through that debriefing, there's deep sharing that happens. And out of that time of reflecting on their experiences, there's also a deep learning that happens. They have a deep learning around themselves and who they are in this world and what God is calling them to be. They have a deep learning about God and how big or how small God can be within the world. And they also have a deep learning about the world around them and that it's bigger than themselves and their small community.
There's also a little bit later on in the process of the week, there's also a learning about us and them. The us and them language subsides and kind of melts away, and they get it. We all get it, that's all of us together on the face of this planet, and all of us are vulnerable in just in different ways.
When I've worked with these people that live on the streets and whatnot, I've learned that it's not black and white. I met one guy at a breakfast who was telling us that he was telling a story about when he was on Facebook. So he obviously has a computer, he has internet, and there's this image that you have of a person who would come into a soup kitchen, and a lot of times that image is not the person that comes in. And if you met this person on the street, you wouldn't expect that they would be this person that would come into a soup kitchen. So I definitely learned that there's no, that stereotypical image really doesn't exist, and that the lines are very blurred.
Well, I always knew that there's a big discrepancy in the world between, the rich and the poor. But I think what I really learned about the world is that this discrepancy is everywhere. It's not only North America versus Africa. These people who are, beat down by the system and are unable to help themselves because of society, they're everywhere. They're in small towns, they're in cities, big cities, but they're invisible.
I think what I've learned about myself at Go is probably that I work a lot better with a group of people than I do by myself. I'm a very extroverted person, and just being together in a group lifts up my spirit 24/7. So even when I'm tired and I'm weak, being around people has really helped me get through the tough times.
No matter, things may seem impossible, but with God all is possible. So I feel like no matter how crazy a situation may be, if you feel God is saying to do something and it feels right, then you should try your best and make it happen.
After these Go projects, I definitely think of God not as a deity or a being, but more as the spirit of love that's in each human being.
They hear it rationally, and they may sing it, see it in the lyrics in the hymn books, but through the process of Go, they come to know it and to realize that in a very different way, a very personal way. They realize that it's not just words, that they are the way God's love is revealed in the world.
So my deepest longing for the Go Project is that youth and their leaders can go home and continue to be transformed and continue to engage true reflection. I long for this because that through this, the Spirit's love is able to move more freely within the world. And ultimately, this is what the Go Project is all about.